Hello, today I'm going to be showing you how WindowsNT server was won and how far we advanced today. I'm going to start by installing it, running through it so you don't have to, but I'm not telling you where I got the image because I don't want to get in any trouble with the law or anything. But let's get started with WindowsNT. Now you just want to set it up normally, so press enter. Now this is for like to specify any additional adapters or anything. You just press S, but there's none, so let's just continue by pressing enter. Now it will say your disk has been erased or is brand new unless you have data on it. So just continue setup by pressing C. Now this is different because you have to continuously press page down until you get to the accept or to accept the license agreement. Now press F8 to agree. Now this is pretty well the same as Windows 3.1, but actually it's closer to Windows 95. But this is like the server edition, and it was a lot more stable than Windows 95. And definitely a lot more stable than Windows Vista. Don't even ask me to install Windows Vista. Okay, now just continue. Now, to create this 2 GB partition, just press C, press enter. There we go, it's unformatted. Now press enter. Now, this was before Windows started using NTFS. FAT was the file format. FAT stands for File Allocation Table, and that was just the basic at that time. This is the first Windows 3.1, well, Windows NT 3.1 was the first to have NTFS, which stands for New Technology File System. Now, I will use that for right now, and just press enter to continue. Yes, you want to install it to Windows NT, which is the equivalent of the Windows folder. So press enter. Now, it's your choice, but since I'm doing this on a virtual machine, I guess I can press enter. It should be quite quickly done, and it just has to copy files. Very basic. Now you just want to remove the CD. Now don't ask me about any other operating systems. Now, you want to reinsert the disk when it asks you, and this usually takes a while to to get past. Wait, didn't I install it as NTFS? Not FAT? Guess not. Okay, so I just went through a quick check disk. And that was pretty well your secondary examination of the disk. And I'll be right back after I readjust this screen. Well, now I'm back. Uh, well, where was I? Okay. Need to reinsert the WindowsNT disk. Okay. Needs to capture my mouse. The mouse. Okay. We'll quickly copy everything. Now, this is where you get to the graphical setup. I don't mind the DOS kind of setup, but graphical also works. If you still see a DOS setup, there's something wrong. Like, I mean, if you're installing Windows 7, Windows 8, never trying to install Mac on a virtual machine. But trust me, once I get a job, I'm getting a Mac. So you'll soon see me working with virtual machines on there. Or depending whenever I get a job. I'm still a student. Okay, just next. Now organization isn't needed, but I'll just put in Richard's computers. Just for an organization name. And I'll be right back after I put in the product key. Okay, I'm back after putting in the license key. Of course, I'm not going to show you, but I may reconsider since it can only be used once, and since this never really... Anyways, if I decide to, it will be in the description. And now, I'm not really setting this up. Ah, crap. Sorry, the mouse is kind of strange, and the circle will be around my host mouse, not the guest. Sorry. But I will just do per seat, then click on Next. Now, this is the computer name. So, I'll just put in server, and I do not have caps lots on. I'll actually put in server NT. Next. Now, this is for setting up a domain kind of thing. So, I guess I'll do that. I'll try to set up a file server, but I'll try to set up a domain, or something like a domain. But this will just be from the server's point of view. Now the administrator account. I'm probably not going to tell you the password, but yeah. Okay, I'll use a different password so I remember it. Windows space NT capitalized. Now Windows space NT, then T being capitalized. Now, you never want to use that combination. If you use something like Windows 7 on a Windows 7 machine, that's more stupid than using the password. But some people do it. At least nobody at my school is that stupid. Now, I do not want to create an emergency repair disk, mainly because I don't really have a floppy image. So just click Next. Now, I'm going to install everything. Install all the games, install all multimedia. So the mouse is kind of weird on here. It's okay. Now you have to remember at this time, that was a lot of space. Like 2 gigabytes was a normal drive. And for comparison, my Windows XP computer, my first actual computer that I had in my room, it had a 30 gigabyte hard drive. And that was big enough for me. Now, I have a 1 terabyte hard drive in my computer, and I have it almost filled up with disk images. So, you see how fast everything is expanding. I do have an external drive, but I'm only using that for backups right this minute because it's only 80 gigs. Now it's going to install WindowsNT networking. So just click next. It will ask you if you're wired to the network or remote access. I would always put wired, but I don't really think it makes a difference since you're not actually going to be connected to the network. Now, Microsoft Internet Information Server, that's just... I'm actually not even sure what it is anymore. Oh, it supports standard web protocols, HTTP, FTP, and Gopher. Nobody uses Gopher anymore. I don't even recognize the name. But HTTP and FTP are still used very widely. Now, it will want to search before you continue the installation. So yes, that's my virtual machine adapter. Now, you want to have the TCHP set up completely, but I guess it is already. So just go to next, next, and it will install them. If you really want to try to connect, you will select the 10 base T port, because that was the newest one at the time. Oh boy. Yes, I will use DCHP. Now the difference between DCHP and static is DCHP is an IP address supplied by your router, and static is one where you manually put in the IP address. So, I'll just continue this. Yes, next. Shouldn't take too long. Unless I messed up the installation somehow. Yes, I would like to have that. And yeah, finish setup. Now it just says configuring it and everything else. I'm not even sure if it needs the disk in there, but I will keep it in there. And yeah. Oh, and Windows NT did use System 32. I'm not so sure about Windows 95. But I will install that one day. But I will never install Vista. If any of you ask me to install Vista, I just can't stress this enough. Every virtual machine I worked with that had Vista was horrible. It crashed during updates and everything else. Now, I'll just continue this. Yes, I want to continue. Yes, I guess so. Yes, create the directories, in other words, folders. Okay. It just says I don't have an internet domain, but that's okay, since I'm not really going to be connected. Now, if you think I'm British, no. I'm Canadian. Well, I am British, but I live in Canada. Okay, it just detected my video, display. I'll keep it at 640 by 480 pixels, just because I really hate having to readjust the screen. And now, you would usually commonly press test, and that's pretty well how the old test screen was. Yes, I saw the bitmap properly. Okay. Then okay. And now it's just installing the Windows NT. Now that's the old logo for restoring your computer. The reason why two of my mice appeared is because, remember, this is a virtual machine that pretty well didn't support guests. Well, actually it does, but it's just kinda different. Then it will run through that. Then there's Windows NT Server. Hopefully I put in the right password. Now, I don't get this. It says login in progress. Why did it have that? I'm logging on to the machine itself. There's no other users. The computer is actually pretty fast since it's running off of my processor. I just don't get it at times, but oops. I guess I there we go. Crap. Yeah, it's going to say it's incorrect and everything, but here is the basic server. Now go to Start, Settings. It will just show Control Panel. Where you went for your server configuration. There is server right here. And if you can hear it, yes, Family Guy is in the background. Yeah, and this is pretty well your file server. So add users, you add shared files. So let's see. I'll just say I'll share this. Close that. And yeah, that's about it for the file server. And then, when you want to shut down your computer, you click Shutdown. Yes, shut down the computer. So, Windows NT, extremely basic. That's all I can say. It was extremely basic, and now it's safe to turn off your computer. So, have a good night, or morning, evening, afternoon, whenever you're watching this. Have a good day. And thank you for watching. Give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you liked it, leave a comment, and that's about it. That's Windows NT 4.0, I think. Remember, it's not really a legal image. Have a good day.